Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Saggies. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for Saggy Gang in mid-February, please, and thank you. What is the vibe? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Saggy in mid-February. What is happening? What's the vibe? What's the energy swirling around, my good friends? There we go. Nice and quick. Okay, so this card to me has two completely opposite different types of energy. So I guess it really depends on what situation you're going through. Because first off, this could be a very fun, lighthearted type of energy when this card comes out. But at the same time, there could also be someone that's like pulling the strings with something or manipulating. Very odd. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this jester, and it looks like he's putting on a little puppet show. So let's go with the positive message first. Whenever I see a jester, especially one that's like putting on a play or having fun, to me it does speak about having fun or being a little lighthearted. I know Saggies usually have a very interesting sense of humor. I get it. I like it. I'm an Aries, so I think Saggies are hilarious. So for some of you, I mean, Spirit could just be saying, have some fun with something. If you've been going through a difficult time, if you've been going through a stressful time, or things have been a little monotonous, you have a little bit of cabin fever, Spirit might be asking you to just have a good time or go out and have some fun, however that looks to you, because everyone's definition of fun is a little bit different. So it's like, yeah, just lighten up the energy here when this card is in the mix. However, there is the other message that I touched on a little bit before. Obviously, a jester playing jokes, playing tricks, pulling strings, there could be an energy here of something that's being obscured, something that's being hidden, something that's being manipulated behind the scenes. So for some Saggies, there might be situations you're going through where you feel like there's more at play, there's more at work, and you might be getting put into investigation mode. Situations surrounding control. So this should most definitely be an interesting reading. So we're going to put that jester down right there. You keep playing with the puppets. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's see what we got here for Saggy. Let's shuffle it up one time for my good friends in mid-February. And while we do, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled Here They Come. And the reason it was titled that is I felt a very strong magnetic energy around the Sagittarius Collective. So for a lot of you, whether it's like being more social than normal, a lot of people coming in, there was just a lot of stuff flocking towards you. So whether it is people or situations, that could linger for a couple weeks. So just know there might be a certain magnetism around you. And I was picking that up in the other fire signs this week as well. So we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take what hits for you. So we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here in the upright for Saggy to start. What is happening? What do we got for our good friends? Guides and Spirit Team. Zeka's being a little specific. There we go. Thank you. Okay. All right. We do have the Hierophant position, number 1. It's peculiar. Not the most optimal card for a fire sign to lead off with because it's very gunked up. Let's get a couple more. Thank you. Whoa. Okay. All right. That little message about needing to lighten up, that could be very serious for someone. If not you, for somebody else. When I have the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands, I know Saggy is a mutable sign, a very fun-loving sign, but when I see this type of energy, it's like, oh, no, there might be something that needs to be switched up or tweaked a little bit. And we do have the 2 of Cups here on the back end, so this could be someone else you're connected to. All right, so we have a multi-layered reading this week, Sagittarius, that's for sure. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, Interesting mixture of elements. So the fact that it's not all one element to me is a good thing. It does tell me, like, yeah, all right, it's not completely stuck, but we have earth, we have fire, we have water. Now, one of these is very, very complementary. And that's this one here in the center. And you see those people, they're like really duking it out. So, like this energy here in the back, we're just going to have to see how it all plays together, because these could be separate things. These could be totally separate things. This could be all different aspects of one thing. But I feel like it does play into the gesture we had there in the beginning in some way, shape, or form. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, we are starting with the Hierophant. Now, zodiacally, this is a card that links to Taurus, so you might just be connected to Taurus. This could be them showing up. When we see the Hierophant, we think of power structures first and foremost. It's a very in-depth card. There's a lot of meanings to it, so I'm just going to list a whole bunch for you. It could be power structures, it could be corporations, it could represent governmental things. So for a lot of Saggies, maybe you're putting a lot of focus towards what's happening in the world today, current events, world events, because this is power structures in general. When I see this card, I think of day-to-day life. I think of routine. When we see the Hierophant, we think of traditional, right? We think of something within the box, not outside of the box. So this is how energy is and always has been. That's the view of it, right? So in that sense, sometimes it could be a little stifling, but sometimes it could be good. It depends on the situation you're going through. Maybe you do need a little bit of structure in one area. Maybe you have too much structure in another, because this card can most definitely be frustrating and make you feel like you have cabin fever. And in regards to relationships and connections, this is one of the marriage cards. This is one of the cards that can also represent people we've been with for a very long time. But the big thing with the Hierophant, it's not really changeable. It is what it is. That's the vibe that always shows up with it. And if you want to change it, it's going to take a lot of effort. And we see that here coming up right next to it, which I find super intriguing. Worst case scenario, that could represent problems, situations where it's like ingrained, like a thorn in the side. So we'll see. I mean, for some of you, it's a good thing. Some of you, it's most definitely not. And you might need to shake things up a little bit when this card's here. Now, moving to the center, we have the Five of Wands. You see the people, and I always say it's one of the cards in tarot. You don't need to be a real expert to understand what it means, because we have five people, and they are having a big old dust up. They're beating the tar out of each other with a bunch of sticks. So first and foremost, this can represent a conflict, whether it's internal conflict, feeling conflicted about something. This could be someone that's angry, upset, mad. This is a very aggressive type of energy. Now, in the positive sense, the Five of Wands could be trying to change things, trying to fight against certain ingrained things and behaviors. So whether it's like habits or ways of thinking or situations, when I see it, it is very fired up to change something. This card can often show up when the universe is sending us tests, sending us roadblocks, sending us barriers. And the good part of this card is that it's determination, where it's like, okay, well, whatever you send at me, I will overcome it. Whatever the situation, whatever the problem, does not matter. I will keep fighting. This is a never back down type of energy. So whether that's a mindset you have or one that you need to adopt, okay, there's a certain aggression to it. So we're just going to have to see how it all plays. Now, moving to the very back end, as we get this Five of Wands, which seems to be fighting against something, and we have this ingrained thing. So there could be a problem or a situation you're most definitely trying to work through or solve. We do have the Two of Cups on the back end. Very positive. So we do have a bit of a different flavor here, and I do like this. The Two of Cups can represent soul ties, soulmates, soul connections, whether it's friends, family, or otherwise. This card can represent a person that is reliable, someone that we care for deeply, someone that's in our corner. Okay, so I really do like the Two of Cups. Now, for some of you, your focus could be on your personal connections as well, whenever this card is here. All twos in tarot could represent decisions or choices, but out of all of them, this one is very focused on partnerships. So the clarifier might just tell us something about someone you're connected to. Maybe you are having some difficulties with someone that you cared for deeply or cared for deeply. I guess it really depends. In the positive sense, it's very reliable, and this is a tie that is very difficult to break or cannot be broken. In the worst case scenario, it's just people that they're not in the same vibration right now. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Saggy. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggy friends. I mean, it makes sense with what we've been seeing the past few weeks. But yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on Mr. Hierophant. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Hierophant time. I didn't even speak about the spiritual aspects of the Hierophant too, because it can connect to spirituality, philosophy, things like that. Well, let's see. What do we got for the Hierophant? Thank you. Grounded energy. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles. Normally, this would be very good. Now, for a lot of you, remember I was saying here on the back end with the Two of Cups, how it's like this is a very reliable type of energy here. For some of you, there could be a situation where it's very much what you see is what you get. That's what I'm picking up off the front here. So whether it's a good thing, whether it's a good person in your life, or whether it's a problem, it's like, okay, I mean, what you're seeing or what you know right now, that is what you get. You don't have to read too much into it, which I think is a good thing. Like, especially when we had this jester in the beginning with like the pulling the strings and stuff like that. Both of these are very authoritative cards, and they hold a very similar energy. Now, you might be connected to an earth sign if that's not the case. With the King of Pentacles, super grounded. And I can't let go of the phrase in my head, like, it is what it is. Like, so hopefully this isn't something where you don't have control over it, or you just have to accept it for what it is. That could very much be the case with this energy. And I'm just going off the intuitive. Now, in the positive sense, the Hierophant with the King of Pentacles is a very, very reliable energy. So this could be a person where it's like, if you call for help, they'll be there. Or if this is somebody there where if you're going through a problem, if you're going through issues and situations, you call on this person, they're very dependable, and they will give you some backup. So for some of you, this is a great message, but for others, I can't help let go of the what you see is what you get. Like, all right, well, you know what it is. There's not a lot of mystery here. I mean, if you're really honest about it, like, you understand this. It is what it is. Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We'll see what happens. So let's go in on the Five of Wands and see what's up with that. We still have a ways to go here, Saggy. What's going on with the Five of Wands? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, my friends, this is a bit of a sour energy here in the center. We do have the Five of Cups, and it's like, but why does it have to be like this? Why does it have to be like this? I mean, it is what it is. I understand that. I accept it, but why? I don't know why that's coming up to me. So again, when we have the Five of Wands with the Five of Cups, either that is somebody that is going through some emotional difficulties. So this can most definitely be an emotional warning where they're going from angry to sad, angry to sad. It's like flipping, switching. Or there could just be something you're paying attention to or keeping your eye on that really, really bothers you or could be bothering you. So again, this is either a serious situation or a problem, what I'm picking up in the center, especially with the reactionary energy here. Now, again, I'm not saying this is all you. This could be someone you're connected to where it's like, damn, they're taking that rough, or damn, they're going through a really tough time. Remember, the Five of Cups is the River of Tears, right? And we see our friend here dressed all in black, very goth, very emo. The good thing about this card and the good thing about the Five of Wands is that they're not a final result. Like, yeah, this can most definitely be a problem. Yeah, this can most definitely be an uncomfortable situation or a serious situation, but it's not permanent. It's not the final result. So there's more to come. That's the one thing I do like about it. But at the same time, when I see the Five of Wands with the Five of Cups, if you read, you know what I mean. This is not the best alignment. So hopefully that's not your energy. Maybe it's somebody else's. This could also represent like doing something begrudgingly, where it's like, I'll do it, but I'm not happy about it. So take that for whatever it's worth. Let's just keep moving. Let's see what's up with the Two of Cups. Let's see what's up with the Two of Cups. So it's interesting. It's like we have energy that's like they're mirroring, right? Because we have the Hierophant. Now we have the King of Pentacles, then we have the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups. So it's like repeating. Let's see what we have for the Two of Cups here. So why is the two in the mix, please? Thank you. I mean, this repeating energy is showing up again. So we do have the Two of Wands in reverse underneath the Two of Cups. So this theme that we're showing of the repeating. So I will say this, for a lot of you that are in tune and you get a lot of signs and synchronicities, Spirit can most definitely be trying to either guide you, reassure you. There's a lot of repeats, right? With Hierophant, King of Pentacles, they are the same. 5 and 5, 2 and 2. So it's like we have number signs, we have synchronicities. So whether it's Spirit trying to guide you through or just give you encouragement, just keep your eyes open for powerful omens in this time. Follow your intuition. That's highly important as well. So I can say with all this repeating action, for a lot of you, there's a ton of omens. But another thing I'm picking up here, when I have the Two of Cups with the Two of Wands in reverse, for a portion of you, you might have more support than you think you do, or you might have more people on your side than you realize. Okay. When I see the Two of Cups, it's someone we care for. Two of Wands in reverse, it's kind of an unplanned type of energy, right? Like, so this can represent a person that's like by your side. So I will say for the positive, for a lot of you, when I see this energy on the front, it feels very dependable. This energy on the back feels pretty dependable. With all this stuff going on in the middle, it's like, okay, whatever this situation is, whatever this problem is, like, you can and will get through it. If you feel like you need assistance, don't be afraid to ask for it. Whether it's asking someone for their perspective, asking someone you're close to, asking a professional about certain things, I feel like you might have more support than you realize. Okay, so if you are going through a struggle, if you are going through a tough time, don't be afraid to let some people know, because you have a lot more support than you realize. That's a big thing I'm picking up. And that could be tied in with the number signs and the synchronicities. So I will say this reading for you this week is very, very intriguing to me, because it's unique. It has a unique flavor from what I've seen for the rest of the zodiac. Let's go through. I'll give you the quick overview before we get into the shadow. But if you kindly look in the box, love how there's this repeating theme going on here where it's like energy mirrors. So whether it's two people mirroring each other, that could be very possible. But in position number one, we have the Hierophant with the King of Pentacles. Now, the first thing that popped in my head is like, all right, well, that is what it is. So whether it's somebody that's stuck in their ways, whether it's a situation where it's like, okay, not really much I could do about it, I understand it, even if I don't like it, it's just saying like they are who they are, or it is what it is at this point. It's like kind of ingrained. Now, in the positive sense, that could be a very reliable person. The first time we're seeing it, and these energies do mirror off of each other. Moving to the middle, we do have the Five of Wands with the Five of Cups in the upright. Yeah, this could be a tough time period, right? This could be someone that's going through some difficulties where there's like a lot of ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs. So whether it's a problem or a situation of some sort, it is showing up here. But it tells me it's not the final result. So just watch out for this. Watch out for this swinging type of energy. Moving to the back end, we have the double twos. So we have the Two of Cups with the Two of Wands in reverse. Now, again, all the repeats. Watch out for the omens, signs, synchronicities. They could be heightened up in this time. But a big thing I'm seeing here is for a lot of you, you might have more assistance than you think you do, or more emotional or energetic support than you realize. So whether this is a person that's been around for a long time, this might be a new person. That could be a thing that's happening here. Whether it's advice from professionals, friends, family, I think if you are going through a struggle of some sort, don't be afraid to ask for help. Or there might be somebody that needs your assistance. That can be very possible here. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle here for my beautiful Saggy friends. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get you this shadow card now. Now, nice and quick. There we go. Thank you. Two Cups. So again, this happened, I think, with Leo too, where we had one of the main cards show up in the shadows. So the Two of Cups is here. So notice how, aside from the 222, all the repeating themes we saw, we're seeing people, different energy around you, even in the shadows. The Two of Cups is here. So whether it is a very reliable person and you haven't tapped into that yet for whatever reason, or it's just an energy of someone, they're still with you, or they are with you or affecting you. That's what I always think when the Two of Cups shows up in the shadows. So whether it's someone that you haven't really spoke to in a while, or whatever the case might be, when I see the Two of Cups, it's like, no, there's still an energetic attachment here. But again, with all the repeats, the repeating numbers, the fact that I was seeing other people, just know that you and all the fire signs this week, not just you, could be hypersensitive to the energy of people around you, whether it's the collective at a small base, like the people in your household, neighborhood, or even at large. I feel like for a lot of Saggies, you're going to be hyper connected to the energy of the collective or the collective. Okay, so just know you might be feeling things more intense. But yeah, Saggy, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.